Hello everybody, Nicole here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a fun, cute little 5-minute card that features the new Cards for Kindness stamp set from scrapbook.com. This stamp set calls to attention their new initiative called Cards for Kindness. It is a global initiative where they are collecting cards from stampers and card makers just like you to distribute to organizations and foundations that have a need for them. So basically you send your cards into scrapbook.com and they'll distribute them to places like children's hospitals and retirement centers, so that way the staff and doctors and nurses can use those cards to give to the patients and the families and all the people that need some uplifting moments while they're there. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is work up a little bit of a background, and this is the line chevron stencil from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to use their pink lemonade hybrid ink and get some of that ink all over and really pay attention to those lines and the chevrons so that way I get them really inked up. This is a pretty fast drying ink, so I've got to move kind of quickly. I'm just going to place it down on my cardstock and take a brayer and run the brayer over it. Now I'll lift it up carefully here to see if I have a good pattern, and it really does appear that I do. So I'm just going to do a little bit more, see if I can get a little bit more texture, and that looks fantastic. You see how I got just the faintest of chevron patterns on there. It's just enough to make this card not look so plain, but to bring in that pink and not be too overbearing. All right, so for my next step, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm going to use the same pink lemonade ink and just center it in my card right there. So now I've got that in place, and I'm going to also grab the sun and clouds and stamp those on the card as well. And I'm also going to stamp them on a piece of scrap cardstock because I'm going to fussy cut this out. And the reason is because I've got some of the ink from the brayering that I did in the sun and the clouds, and I want to make sure that those are as white and colored in as yellow as can be. So next I'll just go ahead and fussy cut this out, and then we can work on some assembly. Okay, I have my little pieces all cut out, so I am ready to start working on some assembly. I'm going to start by adding my panel to a piece of peach cardstock. And you can see that I cut down this panel originally to a size of 3.5 by 5, and that gives me a really wide border around it, which I think looks really great together. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add in my fussy cut pieces. So I have my clouds there. Some glue on the back would help. So get my clouds in place, and they're going to go right over those clouds that I stamped down. And it's really helpful because if I happen to mess up while I was fussy cutting, I'm still going to have a perfect outline. And then with the sun, I'm still going to have the sun rays from the stamping underneath. So that all looks really great together. And then I can just take a yellow marker, it doesn't matter, a marker, color pencil, whatever you might have, to color in my sun. All right, so I got that all taken care of, and I wanted to add some twine, so I just have some twine from my stash. And a little trick for you, I'm going to give myself plenty of lead here and bring it around twice. And now that I have it around, I'll get it in place and do my first little twist here. All right, and I want to make sure that I have this nice and tight, but I only have 2 hands, you know. So I'm going to use some washi tape just to hold that down temporarily. So I've got that tight. I can put down that washi tape, and now it's not going to move. So I can use my 2 hands freely to get my knot in place and then to do a cute little bow. All right, so I can adjust my bow and snip off my edges. And I can leave that washi tape there until I'm done. So do just a little bit more adjusting. I'm good to go there. And now I'm going to attach this to my card base. Get some glue on that twine that goes across the back. Go ahead and put that right down. All right, so now that I have that in place, I can carefully peel off my washi tape, which of course is kind of a low tack tape, so it's not going to stick to my card. And there we go. So as one finishing touch, I'm going to use my glitter brush from scrapbook.com to add some glitter detail to the sentiment. I don't have to be super neat about this. The Hugs stamp is not going to bleed because it's done in the hybrid ink, so it's not going to bleed all over the place. And I've got some beautiful glitter on there, and I can even glitter my sun and my clouds if I'd like. And there you have it, a cute little card in just a few minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this little project today, and I hope you decide to pack up some of your cards and send it to the Cards for Kindness campaign. It's such a worthwhile cause, and I know it'll make your heart happy to send off some cards to people who could really use them. Thanks for stopping by today. I'll be back with another video soon, but until next time, happy crafting.